The world is set up to exploit your gift, your talent, your calling, your treasure. The world's eye is that they'll recognize that you've got a gift or a treasure in there, and they're looking and going, how can I get a piece of that? How can I use that gift, that treasure in you to my advantage? How can I get paid off of your gift, your talent? How can I use your anointing for my benefit? Now, he didn't go into all of that, but he stood up in front of his college team and these young guys, most of them in their 20s, and they're seeing measures of success, and, they're hanging around Coach Prime, and they're experiencing all this success, many of them for the first time. And this is a word that he said. He said, just because, he says, you're going to go back home, and you're going to be around a lot of people, and he said, you're going to even be with your cousins and your family and your mother and all of these different people, and they're going to be looking at you a little bit differently now because they've seen that you've had some measure of success. And he says, I just want to remind you that everybody that's with you isn't for you. Just because they're with you does not mean they're for you. Just because they're around you, just because they have the same DNA as you, they are not for you. Not that they're not for you, they're just functioning in blindness. They're deceived by what the world would say. They don't understand that this treasure, this gift is a gift of God. It was said of Jesus that he couldn't do many miracles in his own town because they would look at him and say, well, isn't that the carpenter's son? They identified him as being human. They didn't look at the gift, the calling, the anointing. They didn't look at the spirit of holiness and deliverance and power that he was a carrier of. They just knew him after the flesh. Come on. And for most of us, if you know us after the flesh, it's not a very good knowing. It's not a very good knowing. But this is how the world operates. This is why Mary would say, how can this be? I know no man. I'm looking for some answer in some flesh. How? How?